Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
We're back. I'm Jamie.
I'm Christine. We are still talking about A Court of Wings and Ruin, chapters 49 to 60. We're packing it all in.
Yes. It's a very, oh my god, like, movement episode.
What?
I don't know, like, physical. It's a very physical couple
There's
chapters.
War.
Yeah.
There's war, yes.
Yeah.
People are moving. Nobody's sitting. Nobody's sitting in
No.
this episode except for us.
I was trying to get creative with the description.
No, that was good.
Thank you.
That was so good. Well, I'm excited today because we actually get to do a really special drink.
It is a special one.
We never ever did a drink for the Suriel at this point in our series coverage of our ACOTAR series coverage. So today we're gonna do it.
Yay! Because they deserve it.
Yeah, and I think I've probably seen other people do drinks that are the Suriel's tea.
Yes.
Right, but we're gonna do our own version.
Yeah. Well, you are.
Well, I am. It's my turn.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too, I was like, maybe I could make the title a little bit different because the drink that I'm doing today is a cold tea drink.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I could do like the Suriel's cold tea or the Suriel's iced tea. No.
No, I'm trying to think of which one I like better, cold or iced.
But then I was like, he dies or they die, and so I'm like, so when someone like dies or gets murdered, you say they're iced.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
the Suriel's iced tea.
Okay, I like the iced then, just for that description.
Thank you. Okay, I know we took a sip a little bit earlier, but we're gonna try it again.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's so fresh.
So refreshing.
It really, really is. I really like it.
I'm not a really big tea drinker, so I always get nervous with tea drinks. But this one is a win for me.
I love it.
Really good. I feel like I haven't had a lot of wins here, so with the cocktail.
Yeah, no, this is thoroughly enjoy it.
Yes. And I thought it was cute because the vibes that I get from the Suriel, and this is probably not Sarah J. Maas's intention, but I do think of the Suriel as like a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And I do think that...
Well, more towards Farah.
Towards Farah.
Yeah.
So I do think the Suriel might want something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right? Not just
I could see the Suriel like sipping
hot tea.
Yeah, on a little coup.
The Suriel wants a fancy cold iced tea cocktail. And that's what I gave it.
Yeah.
So here's what's in it. I know you all will want to recreate this. This is one to recreate.
It really, really is.
So the tea that's in it is an orange pico. And again, it's cold. And an apricot liqueur. Gold rum.
Oh. I didn't actually know what was in it, so I like...
Which I don't think we've done gold rum yet.
No.
Right? We've done
a
white rum, we've done dark rum, but we haven't done a medium. It's also lemon juice, simple syrup, and mint. Yeah.
It's a very refreshing drink.
And
it might be slightly dangerous.
Dangerous,
like
because you want to drink it all, yeah.
Like you could make like a picture of that.
That would be really dangerous to make a picture of a rum cocktail. Oh, we've used apricot liqueur before in one of the Plated Prisoner episodes.
What was that one for?
It was for the episode, I think it was Gleam, the finale, the part 2 of Gleam.
Oh, yes, okay.
And so that cocktail was just all right. But the one thing that we did say was the apricot in it.
Yeah.
That it smells so good, and that was like the best part of it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use it again in a different way. And so I think this time it was successful. What's your rating?
I'm going to give it an 8.8.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 9. That might be my first 9.
Yeah. It might be.
Of this season. Of the ACOTAR season.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Okay. When you just went to Toronto and you went to this cool bookstore.
Yes. So I looked up literally Romantasy bookstores. Because I was curious, because I've seen them more and more popping up places.
Little cute bookstores.
Yeah, that are just kind of dedicated to like romance, like different genres of it. And they're always just so cute looking. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if like if anywhere like Toronto will have it that's close to us.
Yeah.
So I went to this bookstore, and it's called Hopeless Romantic Bookshop. It's in their Stacked Market, which is like a bunch of, I want to call them crates, and they're not. Do you know what I mean?
I have no idea. I haven't been to Toronto in a long time.
Like stacked, like what you see like on ships, like those big metal containers.
Yeah, like ship containers.
Yeah, so it's a market made out of all of those.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's a very cool place. It's off Bathurst. Mm-hmm. There's tons of cute places in there, and it's very dog friendly. So that was exciting.
Oh, not for my dog. Depends on your dog.
Yeah, but so they're that size, so they're all kind of like that or turned whatever, and it was so cute. It's just all dedicated. They have like, they're different, like just like romance. Obviously, ACOTAR was a huge. They had a much bigger shelf for that, and lots of different ACOTAR things. And even on the wall, they had like a Fourth Wing art thing, and then like Valkyrie training, which I really enjoyed. Like Cassian doing workout things, and they have like shirts, merch, stickers, and I ended up talking to them a little bit, and the girl that owns it is from like a couple hours away from here, which was interesting that worked out. And then I started talking to one of the customers.
For reference, we live in the same province as Toronto, but not near Toronto. So for someone to be near where we are is exciting for us.
Yes, we are a 20-hour drive from Toronto, even though we're in the same province. And then I started like talking to this other girl. She was there for the concert, and we're talking about the different books and everything. I realized how many books I've read by the amount looking at the shelves. I'm like, what book can I buy? I'm like, I read this.
Yeah, I'm running out of Romantasy.
Yeah. But they had a spice wall, which I loved. So different chili peppers really cool. On each one. So I grabbed one from the spiciest row.
Of course you did. Yeah.
So we're going to see. They're like, that's our like dark romance. Mm-hmm. Which I have not really dived into yet.
I was thinking the other day, like if we do like a Venn diagram of our tastes in books, like because I do think I very much like a lot more fantasy that aren't spice.
Yeah.
Or like real mild spice. I'm finding sometimes, especially like with Trial and Error, there's a lot of romantasy that I just don't like that so many other people like, which I've been discovering.
Yes.
That for me and my personal taste, like I need a little bit more, and I like a little bit more complex world building and fantasy.
Yeah. That
I more gravitate towards that. Yeah. But if we just think of our tastes, like you were like, I think you would really like more dark romance type stuff and spicier stuff and romance type stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if like I'm purely a romance girl.
No, that's
even
true.
Though I like it.
You just the levels that you kind of like it at. But I am curious to read, because it's also that like Hunting Adelaide. That's one I have still to read, and that's like the darker.
Yeah, and I absolutely have no interest in reading that.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, no.
Like what it's all about.
Yeah, and I want you to read it and then tell me about it.
And part of me's kind of thinking that might be too much, where I want to like level down, because I do enjoy the fantasy aspect.
Trial and error.
Yeah. So just figuring it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was super cute. They had candles. I obviously bought a Smells Like Cassian candle.
What does it smell like?
Oh, like woodsy. And it's upstairs. I'll hear you smell it. I can't remember what else is in it.
Sweat?
Yeah, it's like a very manly scent. And then I was looking, and I asked if they had a Lucian one. They did not, but they said, no, but that's a very good idea. I'm like, I would have bought a Lucian one if it was here.
Yeah. Give me, I don't even know what that would smell like.
I don't know. There was also a Tamlin's Tears one.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't remember what it smelled like. And there was like a Resand Azrael. I'm like, why isn't Lucian in here?
It would be like if we're doing the theory that Helion is his dad.
Ooh, right.
Is it Helion or Helion? It's Helion.
Right? I was just listening to the audiobook today.
I know.
I want to say Helion. No, I don't know.
I don't know, would it be like a sunrise in autumn?
Yeah, I feel like it would be like kind of crispy, but like a warm smell.
Yeah, like on a, like fishing on a lake.
Like I feel like you would have to have like almost a caramel smell in there.
Caramel. Oh.
Like that's kind of like the fallish aspect. So I feel like I would
Mm,
want some like caramel in there, but also then something to like lighten it.
okay, we're gonna have to workshop this.
Yeah, you know what? I have a friend that makes candles for a living. I'm gonna ask her. Okay. So, anyways, shop was really cute. I love how more of these are kind of coming up more and how they do have like the different genres of like the levels. So it is like some of them I feel like are more fantasy, more romantic. Like,
Yeah. Okay, let's get into Akawar.
woo. Okay, let's hear your chapter title.
Chapter 49. Elaine's got a plan. Cassian and Nesta sexual tension. And Feyre chat with Amren.
Ooh.
I really like how we see Elaine contributing because thus far she has been the weird ghost lady in the background.
Yeah.
But she does give a good suggestion. Hey, why don't we contact Grayson because his family has this little compound where he could take on some people maybe.
And I was just like, why aren't people checking in with Elaine more? Or asking her these things? I don't know.
Because, I don't know, they don't
I
take
think
her
it was like something they
seriously.
said. They're like, oh, I forgot I hadn't asked her or something. Like, forgot they hadn't asked her. I'm like, I feel like you guys are really neglecting her. Like, as a human.
Well, this goes back to my rants. They're
Yes,
just
it
treating
does.
her like a silly little girl.
Yeah.
But maybe this silly little girl who likes to garden actually has a brain.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
So Elaine asks, why don't you make me look like a human and then I could, like, I don't know. It's a good idea, Elaine.
No, it was a great idea.
Nobody had a better idea,
No.
so. And then, of course, Nesta and Feyre tried to protect her. Like, you don't have to go, honey. No, you don't have to. You know, it's okay.
Yeah, and I did love her response to this.
Yeah, Elaine is like, he doesn't know you, to Feyre, and then to Nesta says, he hates you.
So no, I'm going.
He hates you.
Yeah. I enjoyed that response.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then we get this cute little scene with Cassian and Nesta. And this is more Cassian. Oh my goodness.
Cassian.
Oh.
Also, just these whole chapters, there's some like moments with them where I'm like, I feel almost like uncomfortable reading it.
Definitely.
Not because I don't like enjoy that, but just
I'm intruding.
yeah, I'm like, I shouldn't be reading this. I need to give you to like your space. I feel like they're always like so intense with their like smallest interactions that they
Their
have.
stares.
Yeah, and it's always like Cassian did not leave Nesta's face, but it's like talking to someone over there, but just like staring at her. I'm just like, okay.
It's really uncomfortable, guys.
Yeah.
Cassian steps in her path because Nesta tries to walk by him. Just steps in front of her, and I think he puts his hand on her forehead, and then she like swipes that away, and then he grabs her arm, and he says, "Any of those human pricks make a move to hurt you, and you kill them." He gives her the rundown on using the dagger, where to stab someone if anyone tries to attack her.
So, which fun tip,
Oh,
if you guys are ever in this situation, go for the soft parts
now
when
we know.
stabbing someone.
Yeah.
And I do like right before that happened, he said something about like dresses aren't good for flying. And Nesta's like, I never worn pants. Like her little just admittance. Like,
We kind of forget that thing in Akatar,
mm-hmm.
where it's almost like it's set a long time ago,
Yeah.
right? It feels like this weird, really weird, confusing mix of modern and old
Yeah.
that I never get a clear grasp on throughout this series that you just kind of go with, where like
Yep.
we get these moments like this where Nesta's like, oh, I've never worn pants because
Or like we talked about before with like the music. Like we're going dancing.
Right.
What are you dancing to? Like there is just like little things where I'm like, I don't really know. Or even like the clothing and like the night court compared to like the human world or spring court. They're in different genres.
Totally different genres when you see the fan art of like Moore and Feyre, and it's like they're wearing very modern dress.
Yeah.
And modern hairstyles. And it's like I'm so confused.
Yeah. But I love it, so it's fine.
No, I go with it. We're just gonna go with it.
Yep.
But after that interaction, Nesta looks to Feyre and says, "Don't even start." I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and my other thing was I also this kind of goes off that. Is they're like, oh, do you need help dressing? Like Nesta to Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, like Noelle and Carradine will help me dress. Why does everybody need assistance dressing?
There's lots of buttons, Jamie. Buttons.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I don't know. Also, they probably don't know how to do their hair. Look, I'll say this. Doing your hair is really hard.
No, it is. I get, if I did have someone to help me dress, I would probably take it.
If you have long, luscious locks, and you don't just want to look like a drab ghost, you need Noelle and Carradine.
Okay, yeah, that is fair.
To give you a little do and some braids. So Feyre goes off to chat with Amren, and because she wants to see about the creature in the library, she wants to recruit, which Feyre's doing a lot of. She's doing some recruiting the monsters, and so now she's setting her eyes on Bryaxis.
Yep, and I always love a Feyre and Amren adventure.
Yes, always a little bit of a weird interaction. Mm-hmm. Amren's very cold and blunt and direct, and so in this moment, Feyre did feel a lot like Amren, where she stopped herself from putting on the mask of, quote, pleasant, desperate, or grateful.
Yes.
She just asked for what she wanted. No, she didn't ask. She told Amren.
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. And lucky for her, Amren is on her side, so she just
all right.
goes along with it. Which brings us to chapter 50, which is just about Bryaxis.
Yeah. And how none of these creatures want to leave.
Yeah.
Like, all these prisoners are so, like, just, no, I'm good.
I'm good in my house.
Yeah.
I'm good here. Just give me a window.
Feyre's like, that's it? And Amren, like, steps on her foot, like, shut up. You just have to give it a window.
Just give it a window. So, yeah, they recruit Bryaxis to fight in the war.
And she gets another tattoo.
She gets another cool tattoo. I feel like it's supposed to be really high stakes here, but it feels low stakes.
What, with doing the tattoo again?
Well, because Feyre then tries to, like, hide the tattoo. Like, something, but she did something bad. But it's kind of like, I feel like you made a good deal, no?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe it's just because it's risky.
Yeah, but I don't really feel... maybe just not the time to talk about it? I don't know. But she does tell Rhys, so...
Yeah, but she keeps it from everyone else. She kind of, like, lies to everyone else, which seems to be a theme, right?
Yeah. Rhys is rubbing off on her.
We'll see it, yeah. Part 3 of this book is called High Lady.
Oh.
Which, again, with these titles, I'm confused.
I feel like we need to review them all at the end again.
And, yeah, and like, what are these?
Yeah.
I have read this book a few times, and I'm knowing what happens. I'm still. Why is it called that? I don't know.
High Lady saves the day. But it's a lot of people, yeah.
It's a lot of people saving the day, yeah. Well, look at us.
What?
We'll figure it out one day.
Oh, I thought you were reading a quote. I'm like, I don't remember that.
No, I'm just laughing that this is... We're doing a podcast about this book and we're like, well, I don't know what that means.
Don't know why this is happening. No answers for you.
That's fine. This is not what you're here for.
Yeah.
In Chapter 51, the Illyrian Camp and Readying for the Human Lands.
Yes.
Which, isn't that fun?
I mean, I liked the weather was brisk, which I always like.
Oh my god.
You wrote that down.
That was your favorite part, the brisk weather?
That was the first thing I wrote down.
80?
And I love that Rhys is still in a suit. And the brisk weather. I think Feyre was like complaining about the weather.
Brisk weather.
Well, Feyre was like complaining about it. I'm like, it sounds great. What are you talking about?
It's the perfect temperature. What do you mean?
God.
You just got a nice coat and a breeze.
Yeah. It's perfect time for a stroll.
Yeah. I do like how Devlin thinks Nesta is a witch, and she's
God.
like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, like, what is that?
She doesn't even
Is
know
that
what
a
it is.
witch?
She's just like, "Yeah."
Yes. Yes.
I like that. I'll be that.
Sure.
And then we do get Elaine being glamored before she goes into the human lands.
Yes. And their tent sounds real cute. There's like a tent description.
Yeah, and I think at one point Moore kind of like downplays it. I was like, "Oh, and this is it," and it's like, Moore, this actually sounds like a very nice tent. I don't know what you're talking about. You must be used to some
house tents.
Yeah.
So yeah, Elaine gets Elaine gets glamored, and then we're on our way.
We're on our way on an adventure to the human lands.
Yeah. And
Chapter 52, Elaine's ex's place. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? And Jurian's reveal.
oh,
Yeah, cue an ex-boyfriend song. I couldn't think of one.
oh,
You're my ex-boyfriend, and you're human.
we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
But I will. Please take me back.
I'm just kidding.
Please take me back.
I still love you. Okay. They're walking up and like getting the description of him, and it does like appears like it looks like a jail pretty much.
Which are always fun.
And Elaine's like, this house just needs a woman's touch. I think it needs more than that, but okay.
Just needs some curtains.
Yeah.
Just needs some. Just a little bit of paint.
Oh, I feel bad for her during this chapter though. I'm like, oh,
know.
you're still so.
I do like at the beginning though when we get Feyre being really nervous. So two parts to this. Like Feyre being
yes,
really
I did like
nervous,
this.
and then Rhys reassuring her. And he says, "It's all right, this place cannot hold you." And so I know sometimes I'm a Rhys hater, but hearing and sensing her distress, sometimes it's like, oh, that might be intrusive, but I actually like felt really good reading it. And I was like, well, that actually feels really nice.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you just think you're thinking something in your own head, and then you have someone like
That can be like, no.
say something in your head. You're like, no, girl, you're good. You're good. You're fine. You're safe.
And it's not like yourself, so it's nice. Oh, no. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice view of it.
It will ask me on a different day.
Might have a different opinion.
Something different.
Fuck off, Rhys.
And then Nesta also notices Feyre's discomfort.
This.
And she explains that she also is uncomfortable with small spaces and that she hasn't been able to get in a bathtub since the cauldron. And that she uses buckets to bathe.
I was like, that's so sad that you have not mentioned that. And then Feyre's like, oh, we'll get you something.
We'll fix it.
Yeah. And it reminded me of Blood and Ash.
Uh-huh.
When they go to like the newer part kind of, and it's like she has her first experience with a shower. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I think it's probably the second one maybe. And so yeah, it's her first because it's just like the olden, they're all in baths and then they've had obviously.
She experiences a shower.
And
That would be crazy.
And just like the description of it.
Oh.
And it's just like, how have I ever lived without? Like, it just sounds like, yeah, showers are great.
Be grateful for showers.
Yeah. That's what I'm grateful for today.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
What are you grateful for today?
Apricot liqueur. Whoever invented that. Genius.
Grateful for you.
I just loved her vulnerability.
Yes.
And we get these little tidbits. As you read the book a million times, you do get to see more details and look for more details. And I think this was one of them, one of many where you get to see Nesta trying a little bit and Nesta letting Feyre in and then bonding in these little small ways.
Yes, I agree. So going into this part, so Grayson and his dad come in. So we know how it plays out, but this part just annoys me when he comes in. He's so like, when he sees Elaine, like just his reaction.
When he doesn't look at her?
No, when they first see each other, it's like they almost like go to each other and then his dad stops him from going to her. Just that reaction compared to how they leave things was confusing.
Yeah, I do believe that Grayson loved her,
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it, but there's also this ingrained hatred for the Fae that he's probably battling with.
Yeah, maybe like standing there for so long, then all of a sudden, obviously, he loses like his temper. But I just thought, just from when he had first seen her, it was like his dad had to stop him from going to her. But he did know at that point that she was Fae.
But she's in human form, so your emotions take over your brain, and then your brain gets back online, and then you're like, oh no, this is an illusion.
Yeah.
And then obviously they try and tell them all the information, like the wall's coming down, and you need to shelter the humans, and we do learn. This is the part where Elaine tries to say something to him too, and then he's like, "You're a liar," right? Because he has already learned that she's Fae. So
Yeah.
when we start the chapter, we don't necessarily know that, right? And they're like, "Oh, well, how does he know? How does he know? And why isn't he falling for the trick?"
And how does he know, Christine?
Jurian. He comes in. He's like, "I told him, Elaine. It was me." It was very soap
It was
opera.
me, Jurian.
It was me, Jurian. I did it. I told him what happened.
Such a like, what is it?
A grand reveal? I just called it a soap opera, but...
It was on Only Murders in the Building. Didn't they call it something?
Oh. Yes, I know what you're talking
Like
about.
Eva Longoria called it something. But that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it made me think of.
Oh, it's a knock knock. Is that...
I feel like that might be it. Knock knock ding dong. I think that might be it. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's a knock knock.
Okay.
Which I think we should use more in real life.
Mm-hmm. It'd make things way more entertaining.
Yeah. Just listen at doors, wait, get the timing right, and then burst in. Do it to your boss. Do it to your mother-in-law. Like,
And just say something even if it's not true.
Right.
Yeah, just make it really dramatic.
I heard what you said.
This person, I did it. I killed him. I'm like, ooh, sink wrap.
You know what you did.
And then leave.
I can't believe it. I cannot. So anyway, chapter 53, Jurian good? Question mark?
Yeah.
Jurian good?
I loved this chapter.
Oh, well, if you've been listening along, we're Jurian fans.
Yeah.
Here. We're rooting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Rooting for him. Jurian has been pretending.
Yeah, and Farrah's like, I looked into his eyes and I saw clarity.
I'm like, oh.
Shit, he's not crazy.
He's not on Hybern's side. And so he tells Reese to look into his mind to make sure he's telling the truth. And so we need an explanation here. So Reese basically didn't want to go into his mind because he didn't want to see Amarantha. But, like, Reese, you really could have saved us a lot of time.
Yeah, because he was, like, mad at him. He's like, I thought you would look. Like, why didn't you look? Like, I thought you would know all this and understand this, and then you didn't. And I had to shoot Asriel and,
especially in Hybern, where, like, Reese, I totally want to be sympathetic to what you went through and, like, I totally get that part. You don't want to see her face.
Yeah.
And also your family is being threatened and you all might die or be captured, so, like, maybe this is the time to just, like, bite the bullet and get the info. You know? That's a little bit of a plot hole for me.
Well, I also do get that because even when Farrah's like first time, they're like he looked mad and crazy, so you're pretty much just like a write off that he's crazy and how he gets mad at more, like you just believed it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even like question it.
Yeah.
I feel like I really wouldn't. You were stuck in a ring for 500 years. I would just be like, yeah, you're nuts, and you're playing that role right now, so it's super easy to believe. I don't know if I would have gone in his mind either.
Well. No, but nobody should be comparing to what I would do in these situations because I would have been dead a long time ago. So all of them are smarter than me. I'm just being a judgmental reader.
Well, and then I do kind of get you're like more we were like friends, and then I really wouldn't want my friend to just like give that up that easily. That you were just like, oh, okay, he's lost it. He's a lost cause.
Yeah,
I would
he
be a
said,
bit
"You were my
offended.
friend."
Yeah. And you just were like, oh, that's it. So yeah, I felt bad for him in this part. But also super excited that he's good. And he has all these ideas, which is great.
Well, he does give us the tidbit about Tamlin, how Tamlin ran back to Hybern after the meeting, and then there's a plan to attack the summer court the next day.
And that he actually is not mad about Miriam.
That too.
Yeah, which was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, it actually just wants to apologize to them. I'm like, what?
Right, because that was a big thing that he like, oh, still wants to get at Miriam, but he's
just using that.
Like his priority is just protecting the humans, and
yeah,
that's always been the priority, and that still is. And for some reason, he didn't lose his mind somehow.
He does say, like, what better way to plot your enemy's demise than to learn their weakness than at their side? Yeah, genius.
Yeah, which is, I don't know why the King Hybern would trust him in the first place, which I think we talked about in, I guess it was Akamath. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why would they? But again, assuming that he has sort of lost it, and a lot of assumptions being made.
Yep. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me, you guys.
I also wrote in all caps, just, I knew I liked this guy.
Oh, I like that. I wrote in all caps, Tam Tam! Exclamation and question marks.
Tamlin.
Such an idiot.
Chapter 54. Human queens are the worst. Elaine's heartbreak. And Jurian is the best. We do learn the sixth queen Vasa's not dead.
Which we kind of knew.
Yeah, I thought we were going to learn that.
Jurian does let them into his head.
Yeah, we already did that.
Oh, I think it happened at actually the beginning of the chapter, where they actually went into his head to see, like, to confirm everything he was saying.
Oh, okay. But she's being held by Kochi.
Who's Kochi?
The old
the
Death Lord.
Yes.
One of the siblings
Kochi?
of the Bone Carver and the Weaver, the brother. But I was thinking too, I was like, this Death Lord just gets vulnerable women and holds them captive. I feel like this sibling seems the most evil out of all of them.
Yeah, I agree. And then Elaine, I felt so bad.
Oh, this was really heartbreaking. Actually, I feel, even though I want her to get away from him, I feel really bad for her.
Yeah.
And she says, "My heart belongs to you."
There's more to it.
I know, I just put a little
but I liked the first part.
Okay, let's read the first part.
Where he said, you belong to him. And then she says, I belong to no one, but my heart belongs to you.
I don't want it.
Rude.
Take it back.
Like, so mean. Like, you loved this person. How can you be that mean?
Yeah, and he's yelling at her to take off the ring. Take off the ring!
Like, it got real crazy and intense.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was really sad.
And then, what was it? Then they do keep, like, talking about... I love that even his dad's like, okay, like, chill.
Yeah.
And Nesta slaps him, which was also amazing.
That was great, especially because she has extra strength now, so it probably gave him a neck injury.
Yeah, hopefully.
Chapter 55. More making sense of stuff.
Yeah. I literally have one quote from this chapter, and that's it.
It's the same as mine?
No.
Oh, look at that. She starts the chapter off. Moore says, I'm too old for these sorts of surprises.
Oh, okay, I do like that.
Yeah, and I thought, same, Moore. Same. I am too old for surprises.
And is this a chapter where I think she's also like, I don't even know why I'm drinking this wine?
Probably.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I have there just kind of talking about Jurian, and she says, we're all broken in our own ways, in places no one might see.
Oh, that was a deep.
Yeah, I liked it. So that's my only quote from the chapter.
I liked at the end of her section here in this chapter, she says, it's so much harder when enemies turn into friends, and the opposite, I suppose. What didn't I see? What did I overlook or dismiss? It always makes me reassess myself more than them. And Farah says, another joy of war? And Moore says, no, of life.
Yeah, it is also good. Oh, so it's just a more quote chapter.
It was.
Yeah.
But I really liked that one because it was really like a in these situations where you realize you got it wrong and you really start to question yourself and reassess yourself and like
Yeah,
your
just like shit.
the way that you see things. And yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Chapter 56, Battle. Cassian's injured. Then more battle. And you know me, I love action scenes.
You do. I think it's your favorite.
It's my very favorite thing.
I do love how Reese literally cloaks them all to get there. Like, that sounds exhausting.
That's a
And
lot.
I don't have magic.
A whole army.
Yeah. Oh. There's just so many Cassian parts in this chapter that I love so much.
Well, say 'em, because that's the most interesting thing here.
And he's like, shields! And I'm like, oh. I'm like, yes, Cassian.
I do like all the gals standing up on the wherever they're standing, just admiring Cassian and his skills, his war skills, and I think it's more. He says it's he thinks of it as a dance or something like that.
Oh my god,
just the way that he's moving
description.
through
Yeah.
the people. Like I vividly imagined that. I was like, oh, and
It
then
sounded so beautiful.
he dodges the spear, but then he sheathes all his stuff, grabs a random spear and then throws
Yeah.
it and then kills the commander. Oh,
It sounded so beautiful and hot.
yeah.
I loved it.
It was great.
There was also just a description of all of them, like the three of them with their like helmets and how they looked, and I'm like, oh, you guys.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to imagine it too. Like there's like wings on their helmet.
Raven wings, but like the points were super sharp or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it just sounded real hot.
Okay, another hot part. Tarquin drowning everybody. I don't know why, but
I think because it's Tarquin, he kind of seems like a bit sweeter.
he does. He seems really sweet, and then you just see him like,
Yeah.
oh, he just.
No, you're just gonna drown all those people.
Oh, yeah. I was like, why am I turned on here? I'm not. That does it say something about me?
No.
Am I call the police?
Should I call the police now? Oh, I need to.
This
pull
woman
up
is turned on by murder. Arrest her.
every woman as they watch like true crime stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, there's just this description I need to read. It's super random. It's not even about Cassian. So, this is after the battle. It's when she realizes that Cassian's hurt. And so Farrah's like describing it and Nessa saying, how do I fix it? Farrah's like, her hair had been tied in a loose knot atop her head earlier in the day. And in the hours that we'd worked to ready distribute supplies to the healers, through the heat and humidity, stray tendrils had come free to curl about her temple, her nape. Faint color had stained her cheeks from the sun, and her forearms bare beneath the sleeves she'd rolled up were flecked with mud. I would look a hot mess.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, that's exactly how I would look after. Like, I'm sweaty and I.
Like, she describes it so, like, beautifully. Like, oh, just little curls around. I'm like, no, I would have a rat's tail.
That's what's missing from this description is the rat tail.
Yeah. You would have a rat's tail.
Yeah.
Not little cute curls everywhere and just a nice sheen.
Your tendrils.
Yeah.
Just little tendrils.
And just, your bun had just loosely fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That description, it made me laugh.
No dark circles.
No.
Yeah.
Just a little bit sun-kissed. With some cute mud freckles.
No random stray hairs that just like stick in the wrong direction. No pimples. But she's Faye now. So it's like she was beautiful before. Now she is perfection. So yeah, she can get hot and sweaty and have a top bun and she'll have tendrils.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you're Faye. You no longer get a rat tail.
Ooh.
That's one of your magical tricks. You never need a bobby pin.
Oh my goodness, imagine. What a life.
Feyre observes about Nesta. She says, I hadn't realized she'd been observing the Illyrian general enough to notice his tells. Because Nesta just notices that he's injured even though he still has his armor on. So Feyre's noticing, okay.
Yep.
They're both paying attention to each other a lot.
Yeah, this is the part where like Cassian answers Reese, but he's not even like actually looking at him.
Still staring at Nesta.
Yeah.
And then Moore interrupts, and Cassian snatches his hand back from Nesta. Oh, I did not like those.
No, I was like, why did you do that?
That was so rude. That was like a slap in the face.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
I'd be so mad.
And just like still again confused. Like, why are you doing that, Cassian?
And then Feyre describes Nesta like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go get some water. And then she like doesn't come out of the tent for a while. I'm like, Feyre, why aren't you going to comfort her?
I feel like Nesta's one of those people that you don't go and comfort though, that needs their space when stuff like that happens.
But Elaine gets warm milk. Elaine gets warm milk in a oh, sweetie, I'm gonna help you get dressed. I'm gonna get you a blanket. I'm gonna get you some warm milk. Here's what do you need?
But I feel like if you were to get mad and do something like that, I would probably leave you alone for a couple hours and then go check in.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, there's different people.
No, you walk in behind me, and then we go, what the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah,
and we go, fair. That was bullshit.
Okay, I'm forgetting actually why she's mad.
You, motherfucker. We're gonna rip his head off. We're gonna pop his tires. And we're gonna spread a rumor about him so nobody will ever love him.
Ooh, you thought of that real quick. That kind of scared me a bit.
It's a really good thing I haven't been in the dating role for 15 years. I would be scared.
Eddie, watch out.
Don't divorce me. Never leave me.
Okay, I guess that is fair, though, what she's actually upset about.
Right?
Yeah.
That was just rude.
Yeah. I take it back. I take back everything I said. Well, not everything, but...
He did that intense dagger thing.
Yeah. Like, why are you... And you've been doing that the entire time, so now when Maura walks in...
We have a thing.
Yeah. This is what we do. We have these intense, awkward moments.
Yeah. And then Varian's in there, and I like that. We get a little bit of Varian.
Okay, but we're switching...
Oh, sorry. Do you have something?
Fair and Reese have sex.
I just skip those parts now.
No. Like, how... Number one, how, after this many hours? Like, I would be like, go to bed. Also, I hate that I always picture it.
Just go to bed.
Just go to bed. Like, this is ridiculous, you two. I picture them in, like, the tiniest tent every time this stuff happens.
Oh, no, I don't.
Like a one-man tent.
No.
That's how I envision.
No, they got a desk with papers and...
I know that, but for some reason...
No, they got a regular bed.
These scenes, they're literally in, like, a one-man...
Yeah, and they're like,
camping tent.
This is a good time to hump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to throw that in. Okay, Varian.
I do just like how they're including Varian, and he adds some smart stuff to the conversation. And then I do like how Cressida is there helping Glamour, because when we do recall from Akamath and going to the summer court, Cressida was not so nice to Feyre, and so I like how Cressida's like her bud now.
Yeah, they have
and,
that
like,
kind of...
remember when she was mean?
Yeah, it's nice they had that moment.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of, like, you know, in like heist movies where they have like the video feed and then they cut it off to like do the repetitive thing. That's what it reminds me of.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right? No?
What?
You don't know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
When there's like robbery, like in movies and stuff, and they'll go in and like fix the like live feed. Like they did it in Speed on like the camera.
Oh, they changed the security camera footage?
So that it just like replays.
Oh, and then that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they go into the next battle and they start to lose, this is where Feyre realizes she needs to go see the Suriel, our guy, the Suriel, because they are in danger because they never truly know where Hybrid's going to be.
Yeah. 2 points. The potion worked. That's exciting.
What potion?
For the Faebane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I also just feel like more, like when they're all standing there watching it, it's like she's watching a football or hockey game. Like, reform the lines! Reform the lines! It's just like this is when people are watching like football or something.
Yeah.
Just like yelling, do this, do this!
Yeah. Chapter 57. Feyre preps for her date with the Suriel.
Also, why is Moore even having to be up there watching her, is my question.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But Feyre lies to Moore.
Yep.
Again. Uh-oh. That's gonna catch up to you at some point, Farah, because Moore is your friend and you keep lying to her.
No.
And I'm on Moore's side. I'm gonna say it, I'm on Moore's side. It's just more of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Farah, you're doing what you want, and you don't want anyone to argue with you.
Yep.
Which maybe in this moment, you go in the Suriel, you know you're going to get pushed back, but you know you need to do it, and so you do what you need to do. But
War's tough, guys. War's tough.
Farah, I do like how Farah goes to Elaine, and then Elaine actually lets her show her the vision of the Suriel. And then Elaine sort of does this like, oh, and then she like points on a map. She's like, here.
You've never done this before.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
The Suriel's here.
And so, where is the Suriel? In the middle.
In the middle, near the Weaver's cottage. And once she eventually gets there, we end the chapter with the Suriel
catching her. Really?
What's your Suriel voice for this?
Have you come to kill me, or to beg for my help once again, Farah Archeron?
Yeah, I think that was accurate. Yeah. Chapter 58, the Suriel's tea, and the Suriel's gets shot. Farah, at the beginning, she does say something like, it's only been a few months, but it feels like a lifetime ago since she's seen the Suriel. And so this was a little bit of a reality check, because you're like, oh, it only has been a couple months since the moment where the Suriel told her that Reese was her mate.
Yeah, like it hasn't been years.
Like, it's a bit jarring.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, they're now married, and she's now the High Lady, and so much has happened in that short time, but it's like, it's also only been like a year and a half since she came to Prithian. Like, all of this is happening in such a short amount of time. But we're going with it.
Also, you know what I did forget is that the Suriel isn't just the Suriel. There's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're kind of like reminded of that in these, at one part of these chapters. And I was like, I totally forgot that it's just not this one. Because even when she does go to Elaine, she says, I need you to find this. That's why she shows the picture. Because like this specific Suriel.
Yes.
I need you to find.
A lot of their kind. But this is the one that she keeps going back to.
They have a kinship.
Special relationship.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes the end of this make more sense.
Yeah.
Why the Suriel keeps showing up.
Yeah. Agreed.
So the Suriel gives Farah the tea. Now this is a little bit different because I was writing, I was like, oh, it gives Farah the tea, but like, it's not really tea. It is just the facts. It's not really tea.
No.
You know, I think of the tea.
It's not like fun gossip.
Like, yeah. I was like, oh, here's some tidbits that you didn't really know, and it's, you know.
Yeah.
This is more just like, hey, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is less fun, so we're going to pretend it's tea. So we learn a lot. The Suriel says that Nesta can use the track the cauldron down because like calls to like.
Mm-hmm.
And Farah asks why the cauldron did not react when she joined the book. And so it says you didn't hold on long enough. And she says, but it was killing me. And the Suriel's like, yeah, well, there's a cost. And
duh.
So, foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to get rid of the cauldron, somebody's going to have to make a sacrifice.
Yeah. Someone has to die.
Who's it going to be? Now she's like, is the bone carver going to make a difference? And Suriel's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, not of this earth, so I can't see.
Who dat? And then Farah tells the Suriel that the carver wants the Ouroboros, and she asks, would looking into it drive her mad? Because that's the info that she has. Mm-hmm. And the Suriel says, you can decide that, Farah.
Yeah, only you can decide what breaks you, Cursebreaker.
And then the Suriel tells her that Amren, tell her to look at these chapters in the book.
Yes.
Which is really specific.
Yeah. They are being super specific with their help this time around, I feel like. Where before it was kind of like, but no, I need to help you.
Look here. This is that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the Suriel makeup is, or even like what the Suriel is, or what the rules are, or what the actual... I'm unclear But it does feel a little bit like this. The Suriel is going
Breaking
above
some
and
rules.
beyond.
Suriel's breaking some rules right now.
Yeah.
Where I feel like before it was more like Farrah had to ask certain things or what, but now it's just like, nope.
Yeah, we're friends now. I'm just gonna tell you everything.
Yeah, I know what you
I'm
want.
gonna
Like,
cut
I
the
know.
shit. I'm gonna cut the shit here.
Yeah. But then Suriel starts to say, the answer to what you need to stop high.
Ooh, I'm shot. Which is great timing.
What were you gonna say?
Great timing.
Oh.
And of course, the evil Ianthe is there with 2 Hybern soldiers. That bitch.
Oh. I literally have, fuck you, Ianthe. Nobody wants to talk to you.
We don't even like you.
No.
She doesn't even go here.
Why are you still around? You're just a really young girl. Remember in like the Addams Family, maybe part 2? It's like this blonde girl with like bangs.
Maybe? I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, when she goes to like the summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I think it kind of reminds me of.
Ianthe?
Yeah.
Ianthe grown up? And she's just like a big bully?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like that girl in Casper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The
That's Ianthe
bully
as a
blonde
child.
girl in Casper.
Yeah.
Chapter 59. Farrah so smart. Which is not a clear descriptor, I know, but that's what I got.
Yeah. Ianthe's mad because she caught the Suriel and the Suriel wouldn't tell her anything.
Yeah.
Catch on to the theme.
Tamlin said I could catch one because you got one, but then it wouldn't tell me anything. So then I had to trick it. And like, yeah, and they don't like you, bitch. They don't like you.
No. Doesn't even matter if you do the right things. They still weren't going to tell you.
So she gifted it a robe and it had a tracking spell. And I do love, in the next chapter, we learn that the Suriel is like, yeah, I knew that.
Right? Yeah.
I knew that. It's like, Ianthe.
You think... Well, you mean like Farrah says, like, she's always underestimated me.
Yeah.
Makes a
yeah.
comment. Underestimates everyone. Just thinks she... I mean, that's been her theme.
It really is. So, Farrah runs.
Well, the Suriel says run. Like, looks at her and says, the Suriel's dying. And,
Yeah.
like, looks at Farrah and, like, realizes what Farrah is thinking. And it just, like, it melts, like, run.
Yeah, but very different. The Suriel's like, run, get out of here, save yourself. Versus Farrah is like, yeah, I'm gonna run so that they chase me away from you. I'm gonna save you, even though you're trying to save me.
Yep.
I get it.
I got you.
Oh, you're trying to save me? No, I'm trying to save you.
Yeah.
And so she runs so that they follow her.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was the really smart part because even the noises she was making, right? She makes this small noises that could be like just whatever, but she knows making those small noises that they are gonna hear her and follow her.
Yeah.
So it's like
I do like when she
subtle,
goes to run, she's like, I suppose you'll have to catch me first. Oh, and she does kind of describe like the forest working with her, which I thought was cool. Like she could feel like if they would kind of like stumble on certain parts where she's like, it would be like smoother for me, or all of a sudden like trees were more in their way.
Yeah, but she wondered if that was the Weaver's magic that did that to lead people to her cottage.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to think of it nature as just helping her.
No, I think that was the Weaver. Wanting to eat people.
Fine.
And braid their dead hair. Yeah, so they get to the Weaver's cottage and then
Well, I like she like pulls the door open and right away the Weaver smells her bro.
Yeah.
With my brother.
That's my brother? You've been talking to my brother? What's he up to?
How is he?
Chapter 60. Ianthe is murdered. Oh no! Sarcastic. The Suriel is murdered. Oh no! Actually, we care about this one.
That's a really good title.
Yeah.
I was like, Ianthe is so dumb.
That's a good title too.
It's not really a title, it's just more of a thought. She's just like making comments to Farrah about like random thing because she's like in the cottage and being like, oh, we caught you. She's like, oh, I don't think like your glowing tricks will help this time. I'm like, oh my god, you're still so bitter about that.
Yeah.
Still so mad. I do love that part though that you have.
The weaver asks Feyre who Feyre has brought her.
Yeah. What did you bring me, little wolf? Who did you bring me?
Who did you bring me?
Dinner. So satisfying.
And Feyre leaves, scurries behind the door, shuts it, and trapping Ianthe and the guards in with the weaver.
Yes! This is one of the most, like, satisfying book murders.
Yeah, this was a good murder.
Now you're dead.
And so Feyre runs back to the Suriel, asks Feyre to stay until it dies.
Stay
to me
until
till
the
end.
Doesn't want her to waste her magic, like, trying to do
heal
anything.
it. Yeah. And the reasoning that it gives is that Feyre was kind and fought through her fear. Fought her fear. It's just so nice.
I know. And then it says, I told you, stay with the High Lord, and you did. And then you're like, oh, that's what you meant.
You meant Rhys, not Tamlin.
Trickster. But then
Which is super annoying, because, like, stay with the High Lord. It's like, you couldn't have given me
a bit more
a little bit more. You knew that I was going to interpret it as Tamlin. That's confusing.
Yeah. But that is really specific, like, no, but, like, still stay with him. Like, I was also like, you maybe could have used this time to talk about how to defeat Hybern.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Maybe finish a sentence from the last chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just let me know what you were saying.
I know you guys are trying to say nice things to each other, but yeah, that would have been a way better use of time. And then the Suriel tells her to leave the world a better place than she found it.
One of the best quotes from the series.
Yeah, and you did put it in the cocktail photo.
Yeah. I think that's just a really good quote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think from the whole series, a good one. And then Feyre also, like, clearly putting together the Suriels a lot different than the rest, and said, not just for kindness, but because it was a dreamer. R.I.P. Suriel. And she does try and find out their name.
Yeah, and we never get the answer.
No, that really bugs me. I really want to know.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Carl. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I feel like it would just be like a really cool, weird name. I really just like Suriel, though.
Suriel's a good name.
Yeah.
Lionel Suriel.
Poetry.
Poetry.
I saw online someone named their kid Poetry.
Stop it.
I think it was like Francesca from like Too Hot to Handle.
No.
So here's Helion shows up, which was kind of weird.
Feyre's like, give me your jacket.
Give me this beautiful jacket.
I'm gonna put it over my dead friend here.
Yeah. And then he burns him.
Mm-hmm.
Or her. Or them.
Yeah. And that's that.
Yeah, and then I was like, where did you come from, though?
That's a great question.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I think we do learn why.
Yeah, we know we do. Like,
Okay.
I think we do in the next chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll find out next time on Books and Booze.
Okay, we're not done yet.
I know, I just wanted to, I felt like it was a good time to throw that in.
Okay.
Casting call. Casting call. Grayson.
Grayson.
Yes. So I chose Jake Lacey, who's kind of older now, but that's who I picture. So, do you know who that is? Like, he's in The Office.
Oh,
He's in,
yeah,
How to
yeah.
Be Single.
I know
really
who
like
he
him,
is, yeah.
actually.
Me too.
I want to almost be like a nicer person. But that was just who I pictured.
Yeah. No, we should keep him on deck for any other future castings.
Right? He's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chase Stokes.
Yeah, that's a great choice. More accurate.
Look at us.
On the fly.
We're gonna be honest. We didn't think we'd do a casting call today. We just did that on the fly, off the top of our head. Who is Grayson?
Yeah. Well, because then I was driving today, like, listening. And that's that part. And then, like, he came into my head. I'm like, oh, we could do this.
That's him, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. MVP?
MVP.
MVP, MVP, MVP.
Do you know yours?
Suriel.
Well, it's an obvious choice, yeah.
Deserves it. That's, yeah, I really don't.
Mm.
Just that relationship.
Ugh.
And that it let, like, it's like, yeah, like, I knew I was being tracked. Didn't even, like, just has this sort of connection with Farah where it was, I'm just going to tell you anything that I can to help you at this point. Because I think, like, you did save my life when you didn't have to. And then you did it again, where you chose, instead of just running, you called out to them so that they knew you were there to distract them from me. And so, yeah, they have that, like, kinship. You know, meet up every few months and talk about things and big moments in her life. And even just that one quote, like just that's, like, something that you, like, believe and, like, think of.
Leave the world a better place.
Yeah.
What about the Weaver, though? I wanna give it to the Weaver.
Yeah.
The Weaver, her intentions are not the same as the Suriel. The Weaver's intentions, I imagine, are not for the goodness of humanity.
No, she's just really chilling in her cabin when this is brought to her.
She did a good thing. She did a good murder.
Yes.
So good for the Weaver. You did good, girl.
Yeah.
You ate their brains.
Yeah.
And you ate the right brains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah. You and Farah kind of teamed up a little bit.
Yep. I do want to give a shout out to Cassian.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my god.
He was very good in the war scenes. But the reason I don't want to give him MVP is because I'm mad at him for the Nesta interaction. So he got demoted for me for the MVP title.
You know what I was annoyed at myself also at this part, because I was, like, annoyed at Moore at this point. I was like, Moore, like, go away, you're so annoying. She didn't do anything wrong.
No, she didn't.
And I was like, I'm annoyed at myself that I got annoyed of you in that moment.
Yeah.
When I'm like, Cassian, like...
it was Cassian's fault.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you have that reaction? That's not okay.
An ultimate loser?
Right.
I think there's an obvious one.
Reese. No, I'm kidding. Ianthe.
Okay. Yeah, Ianthe.
Yeah. Just died. Still.
You lose life.
You lose life.
You literally
You're still
lost your life, but you lose life because you did it badly. Yeah,
ultimate loser.
All right.
The war is on. So next time.
More war.
Yeah, more war. And other things.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We are there posting drink photos and the recipes and other stuff. And if you're whatever platform you're listening on, it's really, really helpful to give 5 stars or follow or comment. It's always helpful and we always appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, toodaloo.
Bye-bye.